Hello, 70s and receiving students.
Hello, Mr.
Thank you. Take your seat. Now, receiving students and 70s, before we go into our today's lesson, let us recap. Let us look at our recapping part of the lesson. Now, receiving students, in one of our lessons on triangles, angle sum of a triangle, what did you learn about the angle sum of a triangle? I'm pretty sure that one of our lessons was on angle sum of a triangle. Now, there was something important that we learned in the angle sum on angle sum of a triangle. Receiving students, what did you learn about angle sum of a triangle? How many degrees does an interior angles, all interior angles of a triangle add up to? Receiving students and 70s, can you tell your teacher? Remember, there are 3 angles in a triangle, and those 3 angles in a triangle add up to a degree. Receiving students and 70s. Let's have Shannon from model class.
180.
Very good. Receiving students, I hope you have given the same answer. Angle sum of a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. As you can see on the screen, a triangle has 3 sides, and there are 3 interior angles, and all these 3 interior angles add up to 180 degrees. Now, receiving students and 70s, that's our recapping lesson for today. Now we will go into our lesson topic for today. Our lesson topic for today is on angle sum of a quadrilateral. We already know the angle sum of a triangle. Now we are trying to learn about the angle sum of a quadrilateral. Now, before we go into this lesson, receiving students and 70s, what do you know about quadrilaterals? Receiving students, can you tell your teacher what do you know about quadrilateral? Let's have Donald.
A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 side edges and 4 side vertex or corner.
Okay, very good. Did you hear what Donald has said? A quadrilateral is a shape or figure with 4 sides. 4 sides. Very good, Donald. So, receiving students and 70s, by now you should know what quadrilateral is. Quadrilateral is a 4-sided figure. Quad means 4. So, any shape that you see that has 4 sides, you must know that that shape is a quadrilateral. Good, receiving students and 70s. Receiving students, I hope you have given the same answer which our friend Donald has given. A quadrilateral has a 4 sides. Now, let us look at one of the quadrilaterals. Now, I have a quadrilateral which is shown on the screen, receiving students and 70s. Now, receiving students and 70s, if I divide this quadrilateral diagonally like this, how many triangles have I formed from the quadrilaterals? Receiving students and 7 is how many? 2. Very good. There are 2 triangles formed from the quadrilateral. Now, there are 2 triangles formed. In one of the triangles, what will be the angle sum of one of the triangles? What will be the angle sum of one of the triangles? Remember, receiving students and 7 is a triangle, angle sum of a triangle adds up to 180. We just did that in our recapping part of the lesson. So one triangle will have how many degrees? Receiving students and 7 is
90.
90? Okay, it is 180. 180. One triangle will have angle sum of 180. So the other triangle will have how many? 180. So if those 2 triangles have 180 degrees, what is the total sum of the 2 triangles at? 360. Okay, 360. The sum of 2 triangles add up to 360. Angle sum of the 2 triangles add up to 360. So now receiving students and 7 is from this example that I have just shown you. What can you say about quadrilateral? The angle sum of a quadrilateral. If angle sum of a triangle adds up to 180 degrees, then what is the angle sum of a quadrilateral? From the explanation that I have just shown you using the quadrilateral step. Yes, let's have Lisa. Receiving students, please tell your teacher the angle sum of a quadrilateral. What is the angle sum of a quadrilateral? Let's have Lisa.
360 degrees.
Very good. Receiving students and 7 is? If the angle sum of a triangle is 180 degrees, then from the example which I have shown you, the 2 triangles, angle sum of 2 triangles which adds up to 180 means that the angle sum of a quadrilateral is equal to 360. So receiving students and 7 is on the screen. You have the angle sum of a quadrilateral which adds up to 360 degrees, which means that any 4-sided figure or shape, the 4 angles which are in those quadrilateral or 4-sided figure adds up to 360 degrees. Remember, a quadrilateral has 4 sides and it will have how many angles? How many interior angles? 4. It will have 4 interior angles, as you can see from the example here. How many angles does this quadrilateral has? 4. Okay, you can see there are 4 interior angles in this quadrilateral. We have angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D, which adds up to 360 degrees. So receiving students and 7E, please try to get note of the angle sum of a quadrilateral, which adds up to 360. Now receiving students and 7Es, we will now move on to our learning activity. I have a learning activity for you. I would like you to find the value of x of this quadrilateral which has been given. Remember, a quadrilateral has 4 sides and it has 4 interior angles. Now, in this learning activity, there are 3 angles of the quadrilateral are given. One is not given. You have to find that one which is not given. And the hint is, angle sum of a quadrilateral adds up to 360. So using that hint, try to find the value of x when 3 angles are given. Now, receiving students and 7s, I'll leave you with that. I would like you to do this activity in groups, receiving students and 7s. Receiving teachers, if you have A4 papers, you can distribute the A4 papers to your class. With the receiving model class, can I have group leaders to come up quickly to the front and get the papers? Receiving students and 7s, it is a group activity, so everybody has to contribute ideas to complete the or to come up with the answer. Somebody do the writing. Others discuss. Working out everything. Finish. Okay. Sign. Degree sign. All of them degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Hurry up before that. Equals.
Put the x 85
Okay, degrees and all of them, all of them. Yes. Yeah, finish. Okay. Degree sign. Degree sign. All of them degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign. Hurry before that. Equals. Okay, degrees and finish. Okay. Degrees. Putting degree sign. Degree sign. All of them degree sign. Degree sign. Degree sign, degree sign, degree sign. Degree sign. Hurry before that. Equals.
Put the x 85 degrees.
Okay, degree sign. Hurry. All of them, all of them. Yes. Okay. Students in 7 is, let us look at the solution to the learning activity. Receiving students, you can give your work to your teacher and your teacher can paste it on the board for you. Now receiving students in 7 is, we have some of the solutions given by the model class, which is on the board. Now receiving students and 7 is, let's compare the answers with the one which I have on the board. I have mine also, which is pasted on the board. Now let us look at the answers here. What is the value of x? Receiving students and 7 is. Okay, the value of x is 85 degrees. Most of our answers are 85 degrees. X is equals to 85 degrees. That is correct. Now, another important thing that I want to emphasize here is how you get your answer. The method or the steps in getting the answer is also very important. You have to show your method and steps very clearly. Now, receiving students and 7 is. Let's look at what I have for you on the screen here. I have outlined or shown my method very clearly because anybody from the class can understand how I got the value of x. Now, comparing what I have shown you, let us look at some of the work that has been done by other group members here, who have given the answers. Now, which group has shown or has done the similar method or follow the similar step that I have also shown here. Now you can see from these three papers here, the group members here, they have followed the same example like mine here. Now receiving students and 7 is, your steps and method is also very important when you are working out the answer. It is important because anybody who wants to check your work will understand how you got your answer. So when you are solving a problem, make sure you show your steps and methods very clearly. Now the solution is x is equals to 360 degrees. Why 360 degrees? Receiving students and 7 is because all quadrilaterals add up to 360 degrees. Angle size of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. That's why we have to subtract from 360 degrees. Now how many angles are given? We have 3 angles which are given. So adding those 3 angles adds up to 275 degrees. Now 275 degrees subtracted from 360 degrees, we are left with 85 degrees. So x is equals to 85 degrees. Now the last thing, after you get your answer, it is important to check. So 85 plus the 3 angles, let's check to see that our angle is correct. 85 degrees plus the 3 angles which is 275 degrees. Let's check if they can add up to 360 degrees. 5 plus 5? 10. Put on 0, carry 1. 8 plus 7? 15 plus 1? 16. Put on 6, carry 1. 1 plus 2? 3. So, is the angle for x correct? Yes. Okay, x equals to 85 degrees is correct. So, receiving students and 7 is, remember that a quadrilateral, interior angles of a quadrilateral adds up to 360. So, if you want to find a missing angle in a quadrilateral, always subtract from 360 from the given angles. Now we will move on to our activity. Receiving students and 7 is our activity or exercise. We have exercise A, which is on the board. Receiving student and 7 is, I would like you to do that exercise. Find the value of D. Find the value of D of this quadrilateral. Receiving students and 7 is, you can also refer to your students' workbook, page 52, exercise 1A. Exercise 1A. Receiving students and 7 is, now we move on to our exercise B. Okay, we have our exercise B. 16 teachers. Receiving teacher, please, you can move around and supervise your students. Show you working now. Can you use? You don't have pencil. One 120 plus 40 is 160, yeah. Plus 90, 200 and hold on. 120, okay, that's 160. 160 plus 90, 250, yes. 250 minus. Hold on. Yeah, you're correct. Correct. Hey, you guys, check your weight.
360.
Check that. Check that. Check. You're missing one angle here. Where is that angle? There's one angle missing there. Check. Check. Yes.
I want to see my
You
working
better
out.
check that. You see?
Working out.
What's working out?
I'm gonna do the same.
You're giving your answer already. You check. You see?
Yeah.
You know it. Ah, good boy. Good mate. Good. Good. Check. Finish, huh? Okay. Yes. Sure. It's 90 degrees. Ready. So now you're correct. Okay. Go and write the answer for A up there. Now, can you write your answer for E? Come. No. Glenda. A. Up there. Here. Do it here. Exercise A, yeah? Ready? Glenda, exercise B. Learn to write. Organize your work, huh? Put the solution. C? There's no C, exercise C. Come. Finish that. Come. Exercise C. Mark him correct. Exercise C. Where are the markers? Receiving teacher, please can you select 2 students to go and write their answer on the board from your class? Okay, from the model class, I have Sconti and Glenda who are writing the, Shannon and Glenda who are writing the answers or the solution for exercise A and B. Now, receiving students and 7s, we have exercise A, solution given. Exercise A, solution given or answer given. D is equals to 60 degrees. Okay, you can see the working out. Shannon has written the working out from step 1 to the last step, which is the final answer. Receiving students and 7s. That is a good example to show your working out. Shannon has given a very good example of how to solve your answer when you are finding the missing angle. So please use the example that Shannon has given us. Okay, we have exercise B, solution to exercise B, as given by Glenda. And the solution or the answer to exercise B is E is equals to 110 degrees. Now receiving students and 7 is our summary for today's lesson. What is the summary for today's lesson? What is the note given on the screen? Now receiving students and 7 is, please, that is a very important point that you must remember. When you are finding the angle sum of a quadrilateral, an angle sum of a quadrilateral adds up to 360 degrees. With that, our key phrase for today's lesson, the 4 interior angles of every quadrilateral adds up to 360 degrees. And our next lesson topic is on area. With that, receiving students and 7 is, thank you very much for your participation, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.